Yeah, so we rotated between 2009 and 2014 when we found the Easton's Promise Bed and Breakfast, which was perfect, sprinklered bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms. It was just turnkey for us.
Yeah.
And because we had an angel donor who wanted to help us out and who provided half of the purchase price for the building, we were able to do that, pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the owner of the property, Carla Howe, let us lease it until we worked all this legal stuff out, because we did get the permit from the Board of Zoning Appeals, but then it was appealed to Circuit Court and then to Court of Special Appeals. So that was like a 2-year process. And the day before we were supposed to sign on the dotted line to purchase the house, she was like, I got to have a deadline. We found out from the Court of Special Appeals that we were good to go. But all the way along, as we see needs that we want to help people with or things that we want to change, add more whatevers, when people would get anxious and chafe at the bit, I'm like, it'll come when we're ready.
Yeah.
And it does. Yeah. That's been the providence of Talbot Interfaith Shelter all the way along. So when guests apply, we explain all of this to them. This is a program. This is not just a place to flop and lay your head. We want you to become self-sufficient. So we have classes in budgeting, money management, parenting, health classes, mental health classes, life, all kinds of life skills classes. We have a class called, it's the Pillars of Character for adults. And each person in the class actually takes a pillar, responsibility or honesty or whatever, and they teach the class that time. So the guests are actually teaching their peers in what they've researched in that particular pillar. They actually have to come back to classes if they haven't taken them while they were in the shelter program and they've moved into transitional housing. They still have to come back for classes if they haven't had them yet, if their timing just didn't line up with our classes. Because we don't run them all at the same time. We kind of run them, when we're able to. And because we also have outside people bringing classes to us. The Talbot County Department of Social Services does the parenting class. We have other, health providers do the health classes. And we actually now have the Chop Tank health van coming and parking every other Tuesday in front of the shelter and it's open for everybody. It doesn't just have to be shelter guests. You can go get your blood pressure checked, your heart rate checked. It's right in the old SunTrust Bank parking lot, right across the street from our houses. What we would really like to see is people being able to move into their own apartments after they've gone through the transitional housing piece and be able to support themselves. Right now, that is almost impossible for people who are working a minimum wage job because there aren't any rental properties around in that price range. People can't spend 30% of their income on housing when they have a minimum wage job, even if it's full-time, even if there's 2 of them working. It just doesn't happen. So my, kind of motivation going forward is to advocate for low-income housing. And I will give the town credit. They're forming an affordable housing workforce to study what's going on now and what can we do and what solutions can we come up with and, to present to the council to see what can actually happen. So we're serving a microcosm of the bigger population that is experiencing homelessness. And the board really wants to broaden that and to serve more people. So we want to possibly build or lease or buy, something, a facility where we can do this. That will be security, safe. We'll have security. We'll have very well-trained people in mental health problems and addiction problems and, take on some more challenging cases. I'm just really amazed at the amount of people who care. The amount of volunteers who come to sit in the house and just have a presence, answer the door, answer the phone, just kind of be there so that the staff can do what the staff needs to do. I'm impressed by the amount of individual donors that we have. I mean, that's by far our biggest income, so to speak, is individual donors and local foundations. I am delighted, as I said, with our board, who's very committed to the organization and helping people. And I'm really proud of my staff. They're amazing people who all come together to help a group of people who have really serious challenges of all types. You know, it's not just a health challenge, or it's not just a mental health challenge, it's a combination of many. And to work with people like that is difficult sometimes. We went to see Governor Moore at the Cambridge event that he had recently, and we want to start some more discussions with him. Because our model is different than what kind of the federal model is. They're about rapid rehousing, which I think is a great plan. You know, the theory is you can't get your act together if you don't have a place to stay, if you don't have a roof over your head. So to get that kind of government money, you need to have almost no barriers. You have to let people in who are actively using drugs or could be, you know, severe mental health challenges. And we can't do that where we are right now. I feel like we would be shooting for 40 to 50 people in that facility at a time. Singles, families, and that's the challenge really in trying to envision this facility, because you would want to keep separate the people who are really committed to the program and the families. And then if we are serving people who might be actively using drugs or alcohol or have some severe mental health challenges, that has to be kind of a totally separate area so that, you know, we make sure everybody's safe. And it's going to be a different program because they're not quite ready to work the program. But that could feed the program. We are having our most exciting and fun and wonderful Lip Sync Battle fundraiser on April 27th. And this event brings so many people in the community together, and we all have so much fun. It's at the Waterfowl building. So we have a live component where people actually get up on stage and act out their songs. And we also have a video component where you can do your own video, and we just play the video at the live event. But we have people involved like Rise Up Coffee this year. They have an amazing video. And you can go on our website right now and look at these videos and vote for them now. You don't have to wait until the 27th. Rise Up Coffee, Capriati's, St. Peter and Paul School, Father Nash and Dr. Sanchez are doing the Blues Brothers. So it's just so much fun. Our presenting sponsor is Sun Management Technologies, and he's probably going to get up on stage and say a few words about why he's involved in Talbot Interfaith Shelter. It's just, I mean, I've been to a lot of fundraising events in my life, and this is the most fun I have ever attended.